Hey Aries, happy Lunar New Year. I am recording on New Year's Day, so this makes sense. It's a new moon, it's a new lunar cycle. So I'm jumping in back to the readings. So this is for the week of the 1st of February to the 9th of February. I will be doing weekly readings as well as monthly, and this just works out to fill in the gap of the dates that I am going to be missing if I start with next week. So guys, let me jump straight in. I am using the Moon Goddess deck. It made sense to use it today, with it being the Lunar New Year. And I'm also using the Moonology deck as well as a supporting deck. Let's see what's in store for us. And that one. Okay, Moonology. This is the Moonology deck. So I don't actually work with the Moonology deck that often. So I'm kind of excited to use them today. And that one. Okay. So let's jump right in. We start off with extremes. It's in reverse. With these decks, I would say that is pay attention to this. So you are kind of in an extreme energy. That's how I interpret this, as in jumping into the reading. It's jumping into you, what you're feeling right now, what's going on. And to me, this is saying that you're kind of feeling intense, extremes in the areas that maybe need your attention, or just inconveniences as well. I feel like this is a very passionate time. It makes sense with things going on in certain parts of the world at the moment. Everything is kind of up in the air, and I think that Aries, you are a very passionate kind of person anyway, personality. The energy of Aries is to really take action and be not triggered. I feel like that's a negative thing, but it's the way that it's going to make sense for me to interpret how to say it. Triggered in get you all riled up, right? And I feel like there's potentially extremes here. But this can also be in terms of your own feelings as well. So it could be a lot of intense sexual energy. It could be an intense working energy. Just whatever it is that you are prioritizing at the moment, or that's just in your circle, in your immediate surrounds. I feel like it's going to be really enhanced during this time. Now, there is a reason for everything in terms of energy, and we can work with it. But it just means that you are feeling a whole lot right now. That's what I'm getting from this. So things might feel a little bit heated. This can go in both very positive and also in more of a negative influence. Like, you could be feeling things are too much, or you could be feeling like, yes, I'm ready to go. And you could be feeling them both at the same time. With the energy that I'm getting from this card, it could really be that you're just feeling a whole lot right now. So this can feel intense. This can feel hindering. But again, there is a reason for feeling this energy, so don't let it deter you from feeling that it's too much and it's hindering, I guess. That's kind of like a caution. It's like, it's okay. Our next card is Purity. So again, I feel like I need to say this kind of in a cautionary way of just understanding that you're feeling, you are a pure soul, right? So if things are intense, you're potentially very sensitive to emotions and feelings as well during this time. So kind of, it's like, be kind to yourself, understand yourself. And I do think that the energy wants that for you. It wants it for all of us at the moment. I do feel like this is a very much what's going on worldwide, individually. The collective is what I'm trying to say, is that we are all being made to see ourselves a little bit more clearer. So it's understanding and kind of being kind to yourself, but also just, very understanding and accepting. I think that it will work in your favor to be accepting of the energy that you're feeling right now, of who you are, and not be, beating yourself up, not being negative towards yourself. Yes. I do feel like by focusing on it in a negative way, you will be not seeing things clearly. It's kind of like there are things for you to see, for you to witness, but if you allow yourself to be negatively impacted in such a strong way, you're likely to not see things in its purest form, not see things. So it may be that you are deceived in how you are seeing things if you allowed yourself to, I kind of want to say beat yourself up, if you really negatively view how you're feeling or view who you are. This could stop you from seeing the world clearly, seeing things clearly, which means things can be taken the wrong way. Things can be misinterpreted. That's generally what I said in a different word. But yeah, misinterpretation can be really something that's happening right now if you don't allow yourself to just be in your natural nature and just allow yourself and be accepting of the way that you are. Interesting. But I do get this sense of it. This is not a negative card at all. It's actually a really good thing. It's kind of like saying, like, you are such a unique person. You dance to your own dance and are not easily influenced by other people. So on the other side of this card, it's like saying that even though things do affect you in such a way, like maybe you are sensitive to something, it doesn't impact who you are as a person. It might cause you to be annoyed, it might be irritating, it might cause you to react, but it doesn't change and shape who you are, and you're very strong in your resolve. Because I get this sense of, again, you being just this natural, I want to say carefree, because and it's kind of interesting because it counteracts the energy that I feel like you're in right now. But I feel like naturally you're kind of carefree, and just the way that you dance in the world is just very natural and very kind of elegant, actually has an elegance to it. And this is what I want you to be focusing on and realizing, especially while feeling the extremes, kind of seeing your purity in that, and actually it being a natural essence of who you are. So again, embracing it. So the next one is patience. I laugh because it's in reverse, and I feel like maybe you're not impatient right now. This card is saying to have patience. Like, potentially this is not the time for whatever it is that may be trying to be forced. Now this is a very different energy to the Taurus energy. So if you do have a lot of Taurus in your sign, in your chart, this might not be fully what you're feeling. So go check out Taurus if that's the way. You're the second sign that I'm doing right now, so that's why I'm remembering Taurus so strongly. And it just, here I feel like it's not time. So again, be patient. Things are coming. Things will come into place. It is kind of, the full moon is in the distance in this card, looking ahead. And it's like when things are meant to come into place, they will. Now is not that time. Now is the time for you to, again, focus on the joy in the moment and be current and present. She is holding a balloon, and it's a red balloon. To me, my mind is saying that it's about focusing on now and what we're feeling now, and not, again, looking and focusing ahead, and not worrying about anything ahead. It's about focusing on the now and just, I want you to find enjoyment in the now. I really feel like doing things that will bring you joy and happiness is what is needed with your energy. And I feel because things are intense right now, you might have this urge to want to push forward, to want to maybe reach forward, because again, the energies in the air are wanting and pulling that out of us. But what you are being guided to do is to have patience, that will come. And I feel like maybe these negative aspects of the reading that I'm getting through is this pulling out the insecurities with wanting something so much, but again, feeling so much that it can cause the intense doubts, fears, and all those things that can hinder our growth and hinder us, bring them to the surface. So again, it's just taking note of that and doing things that you need to do to get out of that energy and to just focusing. So again, focusing on joy and happiness, things that are going to bring you a bit of peace, instead of focusing on things that are clearly going to cause you stress. That's what I'm getting from that. Interesting. So the next card is resilience in reverse. So you do need to, again, this card of resilience is like plodding on, moving at a pace. And again, so you're being told to have resilience and patience. To me, this is like, and both of these are in reverse, it's like take your time, but you can get through whatever it is that's going on at the moment. You can get through it, and it is just a period of time. But again, you have everything you need already. So I feel like there's this searching and this seeking, and that's something that you don't need to do. You have already been through many things in your lifetime. And I feel this is a time for you to remind yourself of just that. Things may feel very, very heavy right now. Again, certain things going on in the world can really make us, as women or as minorities, as LGBTQ community, as neurospicy, it can feel dangerous, right? And I kind of feel like this card is saying that taking on all these burdens and all of that pressure, that is not what you are put on this earth to do, and potentially that is what is, and I'm going to say it in this way, but the powers of be want the distraction of you not being you, of you not holding out and having faith, of you feeling fear, of you focusing on that instead of focusing on the person that you are and your place on this earth, because all of the rest is noise. It's a very loud noise, it's a very toxic noise, it's very dangerous, and it can very much consume our lives to the point where you're not living your own life because you're in fear of what the future may hold. This to me feels very strong in this reading, so I do want you to have faith and trust that who you are and what you are is key to your life's success. And if your life has success as an individual that's impacted by these things, you have faith that other people have that same dynamic and that the world is not going to crash on us, that things are not going to make the hardest turns for the worse. Yes, there are turns for the worse at the moment in the present time, but again, focusing on that, are you being productive? Is it changing anything? Is it making acceptance in the world? Is it changing things that's going to better your world by you worrying, by you shutting yourself away, by you not being in the moment? Be resilient during this time, but have patience and trust. Trust is a really big key. Resistance comes up next, Aries. I really do feel like the readers that are watching this, it is very strong for you to say, be strong with who you are. You are in this extreme energy. There's a reason for that, why you're feeling this way. Use it, right? But again, use it productively. Don't allow it to consume you in the negative. You are amazing, whether you are LGBTQ, whether you are a different race, to wherever your surround is, so you feel that you are being attacked at this moment, whether you and your hobbies and your lifestyle are affected and impacted because of your gender, of what you like. If you feel like you are surrounded by doom, you're not. There's been centuries and centuries of repression in these areas. Before that, there was peace. Before these, everyone's like, there's only this, there's only that. We have been the way that we are for millennia. There has been times in our lives that have, not in our lives, but in our lifetimes, in our cycles, that have been more repressive. We're not in that repressive time. There are people that think that they remember this time that happened. They're just remembering it because it wasn't mainstream, it wasn't socially acceptable, but it was there. It was never not there, and it will still always be there. So have resistance, have faith, and trust that you know what is the best for yourself, for people like you, and just exist in the world in the way that you want to exist. And by doing that, you are a resistance. If you don't know what to do during this time, because it is overwhelming, it is scary, being you, being who you are, and trusting and having your morals and your faith, because people like that have always existed. We always like to hate, and I'll use my own ethnicity and my own Britishness as an example. Like, people hate the British, they and call us all sorts of different things. We're just colonizers, right? Except England as a whole, people that lived in England, doesn't mean they support colonization. It doesn't mean that they support what anyone is doing, because most wars, the people don't support it, right? And that's the thing that we forget in history when we're learning about history and what they may have done to our people and our countries and all this type of things. For starters, no one alive today is a part of those things, but especially you do not know what the ancestors of that individual have gone through themselves. I mean, if we look at British people as a whole, we were colonized. We were attacked by we are a tiny, weeny, small country. But yes, the bad things happened, and we became those, not we, because it's not me, but you know what I'm saying. History changes all the time. You can't hate on a person and a place and anything, because each individual is not the large. And you know that. We know that. And when we start believing that, we change our own humanity in the right direction. And that's where we want to be, right? That's where the resistance wants to be. We want to be just existing who we are, being authentic, and that is what every human ever really wants, other than the minorities. But unfortunately, the minorities, they are able to be in power, they have money, and they shape the world in the way that they want to, if we allow it to happen. But again, existing in this world, your place is to be this person. I love how my Aries moon is coming out in this reading, because I wasn't wanting to talk about these type of things, but here we go. We are existing, being beautiful, and just having love. Share the love. Share it with your neighbors, your families, our children. They're the people that are going to be the future, not the old people that are running places at the moment. Acceptance. This reading is definitely about acceptance. I do feel this time when I'm doing these readings, it's very on a personal level. I do feel it's time for you to accept, again, yourself and your place in this world, and accept your family, your loved ones. If you are more on the other side and you're here, I don't know why you found me, but here we are. You're wanting guidance. Acceptance is key to your own success. And if you are not accepting of other people and their places on this world, this is saying, this is what is needed in your life right now. This is what's needed in the world. This is what's needed, again, for your success, for your guidance during this time. This reading is for you. You're here for a reason, right? So acceptance is key. This comes with a very community feel. I do feel like it is a great time for us all to come together and just appreciate one another. Doesn't matter what you are accepting. It does mean accepting people are not necessarily on the same wavelength as us as well. And that is one of the hardest things to do. And so we have to really, and I hate doing this because I don't believe that we should be compassionate to people that are downright evil, but at the same time we have to understand that people's circumstances and the way that they're brought up and the way that their minds are made, like they're neurologically different from us as well, potentially maybe more easily impacted by other people and other influences in the world. So I don't want us to sympathize with this thing because it's not an excuse. We're constantly battling to be better versions of ourselves, and everybody should be doing that. Some people are just not capable of that. So having acceptance of what we can't control, should never aim to control another person. That's what we don't like, right? We don't like the government bodies, people that want to control the mind of others. That's government. You are not a government. You're not a government body. We don't want to control other people. We just want to exist nicely together. It's an ideology because, again, none of us are the same. But I find that really beautiful that we aren't the same. But it does mean that we have to be accepting that there's some things that we can't change. We don't want to control other things. Yes, we would love and wish for this place where everyone can exist in their unique nature, but it's just not human nature for us all to think the same way, and sometimes we do have to accept our limitations of where we stand and control what we can control. So I feel this great acceptance, coming together in communities, coming together with people that are not like us, they're different, and that's what we like about each other, right? Coming together, being acceptance of one of others. Okay, you're definitely in a power play right now. You're definitely in this energy where you can really make an impact in wherever dynamic you need it. We have the masculine. It was in reverse again, so again, it's like this is a massive focus. The masculine, to me, it's coming into the more, it's not aggressive, it's more active, it's more dominant. You really are in this passionate place. And when Aries is passionate, that gets me excited. I am an Aries moon, so I do have Aries influences in my chart as well as I think in other areas. And it is very much active, proactive, and passionate. And I want you to embrace this during this time. But potentially be aware that your masculine may be very hyper-vigilant right now, opposed to the feminine. You're not feeling soft because you're not feeling safe. You're not feeling secure. So how can you implement these things into your life? I do want you to embrace the masculine in the sense of there's a reason why that is more dominant right now, so you can use it in a very constructive way when it's in a healthy way. So know your limits and know if it's imbalanced. If you feel very aggressive and very angry, very moody, and it's all the negative is coming with this masculine, it's not healthy, it's not balanced, and that's where you need to focus on allowing yourself and how into the feminine. Every being has masculine and feminine in us. When we're in our masculine, we are dominant, we are too much of the masculine, we are potentially a hazard to our cause, to people around us, because again, the masculine in hypervigilance is not healthy, it's not constructive, and that's when it gets dangerous, right? That's when we have people that again want world domination and things like that, in the wrong places. Then the feminine is not in balance. So the feminine is compassion, not that the masculine is not, but this is within our balance. This is our softness. This feels safe. So how can we implement that into ourselves? It's doing things that make us feel safe. It could be, ensuring that our home, our surroundings are in a safe environment, maybe moving to a safer area if you don't feel safe in that area. It is doing things in our life, getting rid of toxic people, things that make us feel that we are not safe, so that we have to protect ourselves. We have to be there and a protector, and it makes us feel as though that nobody else can do that, only we can do that for ourselves. That's the masculine that is negative. The masculine is negative for us. So be aware of that. Next we have creation. Interesting. I do want to specify that again, you are created the way that you are for a reason, and this is all our own versions of how we are created. That does not matter. Again, we are all welcome in this house. This is a safe house for everybody. This is saying that where you are right now, there's a reason why you're here, and that you are literally in this lifetime for a reason. So when things are getting hard and we feel overwhelmed and overburdened, to realize that again, this is a choice. Every moment is a choice. When we don't do things, we're making the choice to not do things. When we do things, we're making the choice to do them. This is a choice to be here. It's not a punishment. It feels like it sometimes. It's not a punishment. I do want to specify that with this. Now, I think that we need to know that we do have the energy of the universe on our side. That is God, that is gods, that is universal energy, this is source. Whatever the way you view the world, that is important to you. Not other people, it's important to you to understand that that's supporting you and supporting everyone, and supporting humanity, it's supporting the earth. It's always in support. But it's not controlling you. It's not controlling them. It's not controlling us. It just exists as us, right? But it's supportive. So it wants the best outcome for everybody. However, it's not... Sometimes we lean on God as though it has the answers for everything. Specific religions really, or most religions do really like to force that in, that God is in charge and it's God's will. And that takes away human... right? It kind of makes an excuse for everything. It's not like that. Yes, it's supportive. Yes, it can help you. It can guide you. It can do a lot of things, but it also can be influenced by the energies of the earth. So again, if we stay... a way of viewing this is if we stay in a masculine energy, and we stay all force and power, it will support that, because that's the energy that is embodied within you, within the earth. And that's why we take it upon ourselves to make choices to shift and change energy, because we have the ability to do that. We have the ability to manifest and shape the world in the way that we desire. And we've done that. The way of looking at it is actually viewing our history, of seeing how we have shaped and changed things. And sometimes bad things have to happen to make good changes, to have good outcomes. And so, once we get on board with realizing that, because a lot of people who think more on a different way, or more on a right way of thinking, as in left wing, right wing. I'm not really big on these type things, but just so that viewers understand what I'm saying. People are more on the right way will say things along the lines of hate. I don't want to say anything specifically because I don't like spouting things that are not the correct way of thinking. Sorry. We'll say things like, oh, but there's all this around now, it's really, and I try to say it to him, we need to have revolutionary way of thinking sometimes. The earth needs it, because it shuts away things that exist, that matter, that need to be seen. Because when you don't see something and it's hidden away from you, it becomes something you fear, because it's not something you know. When humans don't know something, it can make them scared of it. And that's when we have racism. That's when we have discrimination against minorities, because it's the fear of the unknown. It's a natural human ability, and it's not something that people should be ashamed of as such, unless you're allowing it to create hate, and then you should be very ashamed of it. But in general, that feeling is a natural human feeling. It's okay to feel that. When you acknowledge and feel it and realize that it's because it's just something you don't know about. You can't understand it because it's not something you feel. And a lot of people that are not neurospicy, the way that their brain works doesn't allow them to feel the way that others feel, so they can't understand it. And so when they don't understand it, the fear there builds. And I'm going to stop there because I'm going on a little rant. Sorry, Aries. We're passionate. Jeez, Aries, the energy that I'm channeling from you guys. Chill. The next card is luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. Sorry I didn't finish that thought, but I feel like I was going on a tangent which wasn't productive for our reading. So luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. This was reversed. So again, that's what I was saying with creation. I think it's bringing me back to that, is that the energy is on your side. That things will go the way that they need to go. But again, it's luck. It's on your side. So the way that you want it to go, the wishes, the dreams, trust in yourself, trust in your nature, and trust in the path of your spiritual teams. That they're there. They know what's happening. They are watching over us. They are guiding us in the right way. So again, that can help you bring you back down to your peace, to the current present time, and focusing on balancing out your energies and putting it in a productive way in the world. Surrender to the divine. Just what I've said. This is again saying surrender, trust. Things are going the way they're going. So again, I do feel like we're trying to fizzle the heat down and stop the irrational things, because again, we get into that very strong masculine and we start creating hate towards hate, and that's not productive. Love will win when love is put out there, but if hate's put out there and you're doing that as well, you're just fueling the fire. They're fueling your fire. We've just got a massive fire, chaos, destruction. We don't want that. Okay. The answers you need are coming. Taurus had this too, so again, if you have Taurus influences, definitely check out that reading. Actually, it was this exact same card. Full moon in Gemini. We're going to get the answers that we need. But again, it comes with making sure that your inner and your outer are coming into this calm within the chaos, so that you're thinking clearly. You do need to detach from the very heavy intenseness and realize once the inner is calm, the outer is calm, and the outcomes are going to be in alignment with what you need them to be. Because the answers are coming. They're not going to come by you forcing them. They will come when the time is right. So again, trust in the energy that is leading you to that. And this is for in reverse as well. So again, wants you to pay attention. Bring love into the situation. And I love it when I do a reading and everything that I'm saying is just flowing with the cards, that future cards that I have not looked at say exactly what I've just said. That means I'm channeling the energy. That means what I'm saying is really in alignment. That bring love into the situation. That's going to be what is, if you look and watch her, she's pouring water on it. And I just talked about fire and heat. It's going to cool and calm the situations. So remember, love. We are love. Whoever you are, whatever your beliefs are, you are still love. You're still capable of love. You still have love. And even if you are so fueled by anger and hate that you feel that that's not there, it's not true. It is. Because, again, there is very little difference between love and hate. Those that hate so strongly have such a strong love for whatever it is that they feel is their cause, that it causes that hate to be there. So understand that even when there is so much hate and you feel like maybe that's not there, it's the love is there, it's present, it's dominant, and that's why again it is fueling the more negative side. That you need to balance the two. You need to hate enough to be passionate for a cause, but love enough that you are productive within your cause. You are still elegant, you are still feminine, and you are strong, you are powerful, you are independent, but you are one of the community. You are loved and accepted, and you are accepting. Thank you, Aries, for being here. This was intense. This was an intense reading. You're getting me all up in the bloody politics. I don't like being in politics. Yes, I have strong opinions. Yes, I have stubbornness. And yes, I have views in the world. But I don't want to be saying them in my little, all in my big, rants and things. So anyway, guys, I will be doing weekly readings, so please follow to keep up to date with weekly. I will also be doing monthly. I'm just starting, so bear with me while I get into the flow of recording and uploading, but hopefully things will go very smoothly, and I'll enjoy sharing my time with you guys. Thank you.